guys. Antoinette will be in a minute. That is our live for today, our last live for October, and our last live for Bullying Prevention Month. We had a great amount of speakers. We had a ton this month, more than we normally do. And Antoinette will be the last one. And as soon as she comes on, I will grab her. Hi, guys. She's coming. Alright, there she is, so let me grab her. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear my fan?
I know, because I hear my whatever the hell is making noise over here, so I don't know anything else.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, guys.
Am I in frame? Because I can't see a thing without my glasses. I was trying to save everybody
You're in frame.
the unveiling of the new glasses.
You're in frame.
Hey, I can't hear you.
You're in frame.
Okay,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for being a goddess this morning.
You're silly. I'm not gonna react like
No, well, the show must go on. So, I'm always, I always pull my shit together.
same.
Right? That's like that Italian work ethic.
Yeah.
And as I mature, I realize a lot of people, not that the Italians only have the work ethic, but a lot of people don't have work ethic.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I got the shit kicked out of me if I didn't have a good work ethic.
I've always had one. I've been very big on integrity. And even it could be like my back if I'm doing something like specific, like I take a lot of integrity in what I do, and
Got to.
I've always been like that.
Got to.
You do. So what's going on by you?
And part of me, everything's okay. Part of me wanted to show up today for myself because it was like a very intense morning. And I'm a practical person, but I have always felt the full moon. Like always feel like a little bit like edgy and extra energy and but I know this is a very special full moon and it's in Taurus, which is where my moon sits. So everyone who knows me has been saying, "Oh my God, congratulations on your full moon in Taurus," but I woke up and like I said to you this morning, I went to go make myself some coffee.
That was it.
I was like, all of a sudden everything started spinning. And I don't know. Some people don't suffer from that, so they think, "Wow, that's crazy." But like vertigo is something that I've had on and off since my early 20s.
Yeah.
But it comes on and you don't expect it. And I did not. Like I had like a whole Halloween party. I was going over luchanas and like a whole Halloween thing.
I don't do anything on Halloween.
I don't either, but like it's her house, so I'm like, okay. Like I don't do Halloween parties except if I throw them. And I used to help throw this huge 3,000 person party. That's another story when I had my event planning company and I had a limited VIP section and, I would dress up just because, it was my party. But typically I'm not like a Halloween person, I would not say.
I'm not. I never really have been. I mean, I'll do like if my friends are going to say like, Dana, come hang out at the house or come watch movies or something, like I would go do that. or like you said, it was Luciana, so you were gonna go. But like normally, I don't do anything for Halloween. I don't dress up. I haven't dressed up since I was like 14.
Me too. Until like 3 years ago, I had thrown this party, but I totally am with you. And I will say this: I feel like Halloween gives people free license to be creepy.
Yeah.
And I've had like I was staying at my sister's loft in Manhattan, big ass place, beautiful. And I had a party. This is years ago. I don't even think I dressed up because I don't remember dressing up. But you don't know who's in a costume. And there was this one guy that everybody thought we knew, each other knew. And turns out he was just like casing the joint, And I'm like, oh God, it was not good. So that was like a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not one for all of that.
Yeah, no, I'm not usually either. I'm not. Halloween parties can be a little out of hand and freaky if it's not with like a bunch of people know.
Right.
And it's not limited. I don't even know a last Halloween thing I went to. I used to go to haunted houses sometimes with a group of friends.
It's always who you're with. I mean, I'll go anywhere as long as I'm with my peeps, for the most part. But I don't do crowds.
Yeah, no.
Spoken like a New Yorker. Like when I was a kid, I never wanted to go to concerts. I'm like, too many people. Like, also now I know why that is. Like when I was younger, I didn't know, but now I know. Like I'm an empath, so I feel my environment. I feel what people are feeling. I can feel it almost like I'm feeling. Like I have to remember. It's funny. It's funny. I was just talking to Leanne Rhymes about this. She was discussing how she walks into a room and she feels things. And I was like, oh my God, like really feels them. Not just like, oh, I feel the vibe. Like you feel what people are going through. That's kind of intense. And you have to be mindful, I think, of that. To hear her say it was like, oh, it's like, yes, exactly. That's exactly what happens to me. So you have to protect that a little bit, I think.
You have to protect it a lot. I mean, I've had to leave places because of anxiety because of it. It's I feel things when I'm not in the same room. I'm nowhere near people. Like if I know someone, I could just feel an energy, even in a conversation. It's just I've always been like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm.
No, I think that's why you do what you do, if I may say. I'm trying to lift this up for a second. I think that's why you help people because you're sensitive to what they're going through, and you've gone through it yourself. Hold on, I'm just fixing my wings here. Sorry. Is that better? That's better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's why you are who you are. And I think that's why like I said this to you before, there's just certain people that just want to help others because in helping others, you're helping yourself, right? And that's just who you people like you and I are. And I know a lot of your followers, and I see everybody commenting. It's a group of people who want to feel community and want to assist. And this is a time to really take care of yourself. I mean, this is a time, if ever there was one, to take care of yourself and take care of your health, take care of your spirit, because it's a rocky time, and it's I think going to get a little rockier because things are crumbling, but they have to be set up. Things are falling, but things also are being built. And don't let the news fool you. There's a lot of really amazing things, systems being built now that they don't focus on in the news. So, because the world really has changed.
Well, a friend of mine, Miriam LaRoche, that I had on one of my lives, she's in Canada and I adore her. And she said that, I think for us to have awakened and built better and like have like awakened with new and things to change and people to be exposed, we had to go through all this. Like you have to hit rock bottom to wake up. And I said, well, I could tell you for sure that I've woken up a lot of things in 2020. I can tell you.
Yeah, and you're not alone.
I mean, no, I know I'm not. And
you are not alone, right? I mean, but mostly, right? Mostly people have woken up.
In the past week, I've just heard like the worst news. And I'm just like, All
You know,
right.
I saw that, sweetheart. I'm
Going,
sorry.
I'm just going under my bed and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna stay there. I mean, and it's like shocker stuff. It's like stuff that like I felt. I don't know. I maybe that's what I've been feeling the past like few weeks. But I mean, like it's funny. You could just be talking to someone and then they're gone.
Yeah. Can I say something about that? Being a little older than you are and having a little bit more, revolutions around the sun. You know, terrible to say, but here's the truth. We're all dying, right? Nobody gets to live forever, right? And everybody has a journey. And I wish that in our Western culture that we were more at peace and friendly with death, because death is such a, and especially you and I being Italian, where the Italians are really get dramatic about it, and I say this with such respect, like when it happens, it's such a shocker. Even when somebody's old, it's like we don't prepare ourselves for it, and it's something that we are doing ourselves. And I think we would live differently if we really understood what that death really was. And most of it has been scared into us, like what happens and we don't know. But the truth is, I think we all, most of us, some of us, seems like most of the world does believe in an afterlife and does believe that the soul inhabits a body.
Yeah.
Whether they inhabit multiple bodies, we don't know, right? And we'll not know until we die, but we feel that we will go on. And that should give us some kind of comfort. And I will say that I used to hear stories, because I had never really lost anybody in my life until my dad passed away, and he was 98 when he died. So he lived a long life and healthy. But I used to hear people say, "Oh, my mother came to me, or my father came to me, or my great grandmother," and I would kind of go, "Really? Or do they want to think that?" And I am one person that can tell you for sure that I wasn't at my father's funeral, because I, I I was there with him, and then he passed while I headed back to LA because I had two babies, right? So I had to go back, right? Almost I was breastfeeding, and but my point is that after my father passed, I know when my father's with me. I can feel that
Oh
it's
yeah.
like he'll come out of nowhere, and people have said like, "Oh, your dad is here." Like people who've been working on me, or I gave a massage, like, "Oh, your dad is here," and I'm like, "So, what is that?" And what does that really mean? Like we can really communicate. So my point is, it's not that death shouldn't be sad, because of course you're not going to see them in this form, but
Yeah.
if we
No.
made peace with it, it would be better, I think.
When someone's young, it's always well. Did you ever see that movie? Some of what you're saying reminds me of it, and you know, my friend was saying to me, she was like, "Are you like just numb because you don't seem to be reacting?" And it's like you just spoke to him not long ago, so like and we were gonna plan to catch up soon. And he was telling me we were texting a little bit, and I'm like, I just don't know if like I'm sure it will come at some point. I don't even know where I'm at, but I'm just saying like I didn't react like how there's just been too much, and I think that maybe I'm just not reacting to anything right this second. But if you ever watched the movie on Disney Plus, it's called Clouds.
Clouds, like clouds.
Like Clouds, yeah. It's
Oh
just Clouds, and it's
no,
by Aldoni, and I think it's one of his first ones. It's a true story based on Zach Sobiek. He was a young man who had like a type of rare cancer, and they thought that he was like in remission, and all of a sudden like later, like when he was about to graduate from high school, like it came back, and then they told him like he was terminal. So like he lived the rest of his life out knowing that he was going to die. And like it just showed like certain spots where he was like sad, and then but he just wanted to make people happy. Like if you watch how this kid was, it really just shows you like he lived his life. Like he wrote music, he did a song that like hit #1 when the movie came out on Disney Plus. I watched it like the second it came out, because when I was seeing the previews, it's amazing. And if you follow some of the accounts, it shows you behind the scenes of the real guy, the little kid who passed away. But it's kind of like teaches you about that. Like you have like that you're dying, so you can dictate
so
what the
you
rest
can
of your life.
actually live,
And
right?
in the end, it was like he says this thing like, "Don't wait until you know you're dying to live." And it's like, like that line hits you because it's like I think sometimes we don't realize that we probably are doing that at certain moments.
Right.
I mean, I know I could say I have, but like you just kind of get down in something and you kind of fall into that sadness or depression, and you kind of just fall in. Like even now with the pandemic, like people are falling into just not living because it's kind of hard to right now. But
And also, what does concern me a little bit about this is that, the longer it goes on, the more people forget how they lived before. And then we, as human beings, we just have to be careful
Mhm.
about not giving up too much of our liberties and forgetting our liberties. And then you become really kind of okay with how you're living. And
Yeah,
how we're living is not okay. And there have to be better solutions to how we're approaching this situation. We are a big country. We're not like Italy. We can't shut down everything, and yet we have to, and that we can't. And so, we have to be creative on how we handle it. But I think we have to maintain always, as Americans, especially as young people, because you guys we've always had our liberties, so we don't even fucking know what it's like not to. So, and I don't ever want to know that. And the more you kind of be okay with the way things are, and you don't realize what's happening, the more liberties can be taken from us. And we have to be very, very awake to that. Look, I just got a little head spin when I said that. See, that's probably making me feel
yeah.
a little bit stressed. Like
But
just everything.
yeah, no, it's a lot. And it's like, I sometimes wake up and I'm just like another day, the same thing, the same. It's like there just comes to a point where that's why mental health is a crisis now. It's always been, but it's even worse now. And we talked a lot about this on lives with this, mental health and the suicides that are going up and addiction and overdosing, and there's just so many pandemics within this pandemic that are not being paid attention to, and mental health is one of
Huge. You know what, Dana? Well said. And I will say this too. It's just like, because please understand, I know it's the pandemic and COVID is a very, very, very real thing. But one of the things I think is important to recognize too is that there's a lot of things that we need to be focused on. I mean, the fact that 300,000 kids a year disappear, the fact that there's sex trafficking, the fact that there's people dying of cancer, breast cancer. I mean, there's a lot of things happening that
so
need
many things.
attention,
I know.
right?
I've said that a million times. Bullying
And
prevention month.
why are we not looking at those? Why
Why
are we
nobody's
singling
talking?
out?
Yeah, I mean, suicide prevention month. I didn't really see anything on that. I was doing stuff. Bullying prevention month.
I know you were. I was watching you. Absolutely.
I keep trying to put stuff out there, like, and I keep saying, even on Twitter, I go out there and I'm like, there's so many things. There's other sicknesses that still exist, guys. There's other things out there. People dying of.
How about women's right to choose? How about women equal pay for women? How about women's health? It's like really, it's but Antoinette is I'm definitely a believer that all of this. I definitely believe that this cycle is over, and that's why we're seeing it. This shit has been going on for a really long time. Even the environment for years and years and years.
The
But
environment.
now,
Yeah,
thankfully, we're seeing it all, and we're communicating it like just like we're doing you and I. I mean, that's a very powerful thing. Don't underestimate that. We're able to talk to each other across the world and express our ideas and band together and form community. And people forget, like, governments are important, but they're small. And we are billions. And so, if we continue to communicate and continue to help one another, there's strength in that. There's real strength in that, the real kind of strength. And then
yeah,
we can mobilize. And I appreciate all the people that do all the campaigning and do all of the protesting. Very important. And I'm so grateful to all of you who do that. I mean, I did it last year. We did the Women's March. Powerful stuff, right?
Well, look, I mean, like I said, I'm the number one preacher of how many things are going on, and we're just like politics, COVID, and I'm like, what? Where's everything else that happens in the world? Did we just forget? I've been tweeting about because I partner with Face Forward, and they do domestic violence awareness month is this month. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's Bullying Prevention Month. It's like 10 different things. And I made sure I tried to speak on something about every single
I
one.
saw that, babe.
Personally, and on VKO and personally, because I'm like, everything is falling into a rabbit hole. Like, nobody is talking about anything else, and there's so many other things going on. And that was really frustrating me, because I'm like, there's still like the rest of the world and things going on, and like everyone's just like got this focused mind on, it's like black and white and nobody's looking at the gray. And I just don't get that. Like, I try to share a little bit of everything. I'm not just like focused just on one thing and that's it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, the way some of the things I think that are deteriorating in this world. I'm sorry.
Right on deteriorating, Dana. One of my wings fell.
I have power.
I just lost a wing. My wing just fell right in the middle of my live. Hold on, let me get my wing.
And I love angel wings.
What?
I'm very big into angels, and I'm very big into wings, and I find it hilarious that you are too.
I am. I haven't always been.
No,
I did do a lot of flying when I was a kid in my dreams. That was like a thing that I used to go to sleep every night and fly, like up until like till I was an adult. So I always like had that kind of like relationship with the air, because I guess it's fine. But then the angels came to me recently, maybe in the last 3 years or so, and I'm just like very aware. Things happen to me, and I know that they're watching me.
I always used to see feathers around me. My grandmother tell me it was angels around me. And that's when I started loving angels. And she used to buy me things of angels, angel wings. I mean, I have an angel feather of her memorial.
You do?
Right here.
Well, that's what I find a lot. Feathers.
And then her initials are here, and then never give up is what she used to always say. So that's like a memorial to her. I used to see them all the time, and I still do. And I'm like, what is that? And she one time told me,
that's your connection. And that's also probably what's feeding you when you're not even aware of it, like when you're sleeping, and like when you get bright ideas or great ideas, because angels come when you least expect them, but they don't interfere. And I always tell people say, oh my God, that's so great that happened to you. And I'm like, you know what? I always ask. I ask for help every night before I go to sleep. I always say, somebody taught me this, to say this to the angels. This is what I say every night. I say, angels, help me. I need you. I'm listening. Guide me. And when you give them that, somehow you're saying it's okay.
You're inviting your guardian angel in to help you. I took a class.
Yeah. Oh, is that true? See, now I heard it and I've been doing it, and I feel like then when something happens, I go, oh, thank you. Now, it could be nothing. It could be no angel. It could be nobody. It could be Uncle Frank.
I used to
doing it for me.
Weird things all the time, and I used to think people were crazy. They used to be like, "You're special." I'm like, "What?" Like, when I was younger and when I was a teenager, and even into my adult years, they would tell me random things like, "There's something about you. You're chosen. You're special. You're this," and I'm like, "Okay."
Me too. Me too. You and I share a story.
And I mean, one time when I was running my OT office at work, I was at work, and one of the patients that I never met before comes in and was saying all this stuff to me sitting in the waiting room, and I'm like, and I didn't used to believe in all that stuff. Like, it took me a while to get there, because as an Italian, we don't come from like all that.
Yeah, but that's healthy. That you kind of don't accept it just because you kind of balance it with your intellect, and I think that's important, because otherwise you'd be walking around like a crazy person going, "Oh my God, this happened!" We're in the world, but we're not of the world.
Right.
That's how I kind of think about it. I'm excited tonight. I'm gonna like probably bathe, go swimming in the full moon, and I got the house to myself tonight. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do with myself. I was gonna go out with my friends,
doing everything.
What?
I would be running around naked.
Yes, that's my favorite thing to do. If I may say that to the world, but as a mother, I never get to do that, and it's just really nice to be able to do that. I was going to go out, and I just, after that vertigo thing happened today, I thought, Antoinette, Maybe you need to slow down for a second.
I even told you in that last one, like, you don't need to be going out. I don't know if you listened to it, but I was like, you don't. So you sound like I sound. I don't have vertigo.
No,
I
it
mean,
was bad. It was
not
scary.
right.
I yelled out. I was like, my son was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I mean, but I have to get my life a little bit more in balance. I'm very busy doing a gajillion things. And you know what? That's cool. But if you don't nourish yourself, I realize, if you don't nourish yourself, what are you really giving anybody?
I've
Right?
I've been on fire many of times, not even realizing it, because I'm a people pleaser, and it's not necessarily a horrible quality, but it's a
No.
quality that you have to remember to not forget about yourself and finally just be like, okay, I'm gonna hit a wall if I don't. And Miriam yelled at me on the live the other day. She was like, if you don't take care of yourself and take a break and blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm never doing a live again. And talking to, she's like threatening me on the live while she's laughing. And I'm like, all right. I was like, jeez. But because she, well,
I do know. But
but
actually, if I may say, um, the people pleasing part was me when I was younger. I'm much less. But you know what I realized about that? The people pleasing part sometimes comes from your lack of value in yourself. So
oh, I
you
know.
look for value, right? I mean, look for like, oh my God, if they think I'm great, then I'm okay. And that's definitely one of the beautiful things that comes with age. You kind of go, okay, well, I'm all right, I'm great, and this is what I have to give, and I have to give back to myself. And you become a little less interested in what other people think about you. And I'm really happy about that because I wasn't always like that. And
Right.
especially being a comic. I mean, comics, you're like, not only want to be liked, but you want everybody to laugh. So it's like you're constantly chasing that feeling of like making people happy. And then that's kind of like the whole idea that the comic is a clown, the sad clown. But anyway,
True. Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I was starting to say before your angel fell, your angel wing.
All right.
I think that we're becoming a society that's very unbalanced. And I say that because me and you have had this conversation. Energies are off because, like, here's the thing, and I tweeted it the other day, and it's like people said, it was a tweet about stop calling your friends fake. People are busy. We're not 16 anymore. Because there's always these quotes, so there's no such thing as too busy for a 5 second. You know what? That's true, but we also have to remember people do get bogged down. And when people, and I think you were in on my personal live when I was talking about this, is like there's so much disregard for privacy, and boundaries. I had to learn the past few years how to put up boundaries because I was always yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
was everything, was even responding to things that were like I shouldn't have even been responding to. And I'm just like, well, I just wanted to respond, but I can't answer this question. There's a lot of stepping over lines. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of like people don't know how to communicate. People are going through a lot. They're not understanding. So they just right away back away from a person instead of just talking to them, instead of just saying, here's the problem, or this bothered me or that bothered me. I just noticed
You know what I think that is, though, Dana? Don't you
all
think
these
sometimes
behaviors.
people are moving so fast now that it's almost like we're so inundated with technology and communication and this and that, and things are coming so fast and furious? I think I've been guilty of that. I think that, I think I like during COVID, I lost like an old friend, and I didn't even know like how it happened. Really, it's just that everybody was kind of dealing with COVID in a different way, right? And how they were surviving. And this person called me up or reached out to me, and maybe I didn't reach out right away or whatever. And then all of a sudden, it turned into like, well, you don't seem like you care. And I was just like, really?
Yeah, I would
Like,
never
oh
do
my God, I do
that.
care, but I don't ever reach out to somebody and say, I don't feel like you care about me. Like, that's not in my makeup. So I
That's
don't
what
think other people think of that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you could say, like, when I've discussed with you in the past, like, I'll straight up ask somebody, like, is everything okay? Did I do something? Are you mad? You know where I'm coming from. Like,
Laurita,
you
sorry.
just ask people,
Yeah.
like, is something wrong? Blah blah blah. And if when they have time, they answer you. I would never want to lose a friend because and I've told you this recently too. I sometimes, like, if I haven't had any sleep and I had a lot of stuff going on, or sometimes all of us are handling things differently. What at one point, we have different friends helping us, and then we have another type of friends helping us, and it can't always be the same person. But I've told you, like, I hate when I barf out on somebody and somebody goes, "How are you?" And I know they really care and want to know. And sometimes I know that they're bogged down, and then sometimes it just barfs out anyway, and then I feel bad. And I'm apologizing, and they're like, "What the hell are you apologizing for?" Like, and I completely understand when someone says to me, or I know they're bogged down, a lot of stuff on, and I might have barfed it out, and that's why. That's just, I apologize for freaking everything, and that stems
I mean,
from
listen, you're
about
apologizing for it. You're not perfect, and we have to have compassion for each other. Everybody's got. Can I say one thing? I'm like vomiting everything that I feel today, which is good because maybe it'll help me with my vertigo. But I saw somebody post on my Facebook, and I thought I really reacted to it. She smart person, really smart and successful, posted on her Facebook, if you voting for Trump, unfriend me. And I thought to myself, I mean, okay, whoever you choose, and I'm not saying that's not a, I mean, I'm not saying for or against, I'm just saying, really? That that in this world and in this country, especially that you nobody has the everybody has the right. But this is what it made me think. Aside from politics, everybody is who they are based on the experiences that they've had. And some people have had really gnarly childhoods. And then if you believe in that you've lived before, you have also a soul history that you're also working out, if you believe that. And I sometimes do, sometimes don't. But the point is like, it's easy to love somebody who feels the way you do. The work in the world is to love
when they're
people who
whack.
don't think the way
Look,
you
I
do.
told somebody, like, you could be whack and I will still love you. Like, somebody can piss me off and I'm still gonna love them, even though they might have pissed
How
me
can
off.
you not? It's
Like,
like,
how
I'm going to judge you for
they
your craziness. It's like, I mean, thankful I didn't have to go through what you went through that made you that way. But the point is that we live in a country where everybody has the right to feel and vote for who you want. That's the beauty of this country. And when she wrote that, I just thought,
you know
really?
how
I'm
many
like, that's pretty intense. Where you don't allow somebody. I'm not saying that you should politicize your fucking Facebook page or make it crazy, but I'm like, you can't, if you don't think the way I do, I don't want to know you. And I'm like, that's the problem in the world in general, in my humble opinion.
No, it is. You know how many posts I've seen like that? Look, here's the thing. When somebody makes a mistake or messes up, or like when I always used to feel bad for barfing my feelings, and my friends were like, "Dude, where you?" Like, I might not be able to help you right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't vent in that second. I just might not answer you, and I'm like, and I totally. And my friends do that to me where I couldn't. I'll be like, I can't get back to you right now, but I got it, or I looked at it. Like, everybody understands each other, but backing away from somebody because they acted different or weird. You don't know what the hell is going on. So, like, why would you back away from people or not want to be their friend or change how you are with them all because they were human?
That's,
Like,
I think, why I like having a talk show. I realize that I really enjoy, like, I love this because I love understanding why people are the way they are. It's fascinating to me. And then if somebody who's had a really hard life, who's been in the Nazi camps or who's been sexually abused or violated or violenced or grew up with no food or whatever the hell they've grown up with, and then they manage to turn the life that they have into something that contributes. I'm going to get all emotional because it's a full moon. But like, then you turn it into something positive for somebody, and you manage to be successful for yourself. That to me is success. That's the measure of success. And I have compassion. I'm sure I'm judgmental. Like, in a certain part, like, I really don't like when people are bullied. Like, if you were to ask me, like, what are the things that trip off Antoinette? Like, as nice as I am, you know, and I'm a kind person, I think two things: take advantage and you bully somebody who's weaker than you. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You have no right to do that. And if I can do anything about it, I'll be the first one to do that. something about it. And then the other thing is just being outright unfair because you have more strength. And I guess that's bullying. It's the same thing. That to me, I mean, when I was a kid, and like I saw things in Italy that because I was a girl and I was like American New York girl, so I didn't know about that or I didn't think, and I would see like girls being treated unfairly. I would become completely enraged and I would do things about that. I remember once I was on a ship in Italy and I was telling somebody recently there was people throwing garbage overboard. I was like 5, and I just couldn't imagine that people were doing that because to me it was like an offense. It was like they were able to do it, so they did it, and it wasn't taken into consideration that they were not allowed to do that. It's the planet; it belongs to everybody. I know that sounds so like esoteric, but anyway,
that's what I'm talking about. Like treating people a certain way because they were human and they, and that's why my friends yell at me, and even now during the pandemic, they're like, "What the hell are you apologize for?" And I'm like, "I don't know," because like I'll do that. I think I've done that to you. I'm like, "Oh my god, you have so you're playing up," like
wait, what did you do? What?
I think I've done that to you. I'm like, "Sorry," and you're like, "4," and I'm
Yeah, I don't hold on to anything. It just slides right off me, really.
because like I'm that type of person where I'm just like, no, I don't mean like anything bad.
Okay.
Like somebody would say, "How are you?" and I would feel bad about answering the question honestly. I always used to lie and answer that question. For years, I answered that question when I wasn't. I'm fine. That was like my mantra. I'm fine from when I was a kid. I'm fine.
Yeah, you learned how to do that pretty early. I
I
bet.
was never fine. And
Complainer.
I swore to myself when I got older and I started on a healing journey, all the traumatic stuff and the abuse and the molestation and all the stuff that I went through. I said, I'm not going to, like, when people ask me, I'm not going to fucking lie anymore. Like, I'm just going to say how are, and if you don't want to know, then don't ask. Like,
Right. And now,
but
where are you with that? Are you in the middle somewhere?
no, but it's like I know people also have a lot on their plate. So when it happens with somebody like that, I'm always like, oh man, my bad. I should have waited till a better time. But like they're good people, and I know that they're fine. But because why would somebody not be? I mean, like you say, how are you? Somebody answered it, but I'm just saying, like there are people in today's world that it's like they don't want you to be human. They judge every single thing, and that I can't stand. Like I've had people do it where I've been in worse like shapes. I had pneumonia. I'm gonna give you an example. Or I thought I had pneumonia again, and I could not eat. I was coughing so bad. This was last year, the year before. It was not that long ago. I had a friend who was like just tearing into me in a text message.
Why?
After I said, I literally feel like I can't breathe. Please, can we just have this conversation another day? Like, I'm exhausted. I can't even move. And I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Like, I feel like I'm going to die. And I literally felt like that. And it was like a little bit, I think I was going to LA soon. And I was just like just in bed, just like
But
forget it.
why did it? I bet that changed your relationship with them. If they don't understand that,
I
then
gave
it kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
it did, but I give people too many chances. I think sometimes. This was like the person's 10th chance, and they were somewhat like, you know, people could be like verbally abusive, and I don't like that because there's no way in hell I'm going through that again. But I'm just saying, you know, like I was so angry that while I was sick, I was hyperventilating when I already couldn't breathe because I got so angry. And I was like, I don't understand how people don't care when you know someone's going through something and you just still keep going. It's one thing if you vented and said like, oh, okay, like, oh, let me stop because all of a sudden, like, I realized. But like this person was laying into me nasty, and I was like, and I got so angry that yeah, while I couldn't breathe, then I was started coughing because then my Italian temper got up. So I was pacing, I was in an anxiety attack, I was coughing, I could not breathe, and I was just like ready to go jump through the phone
I
because
don't like that person very much if they're not able to see it. But then I don't know. I think as I've gotten older,
oh
I
that relationship
definitely
is over.
what?
That relationship is over.
Oh, that's what I thought. I was gonna say I didn't want to like say that to you without But like as you get older, you you decide who you want to spend time with, and because you don't have a lot of time. So people who have compassion for each other are the people who are on my
That's
list.
the people that I want in my life that understand that, we all make mistakes. We're human. Everybody accepts apologies. I only want friends surrounded by people that like understand people are human, that you make mistakes, that they're compassionate, they're understanding, they don't judge. You could be the biggest idiot whack and they still love you. They're not gonna like sometimes we have our moments of just being like a mess. And
Totally. Oh my God. Somebody was just commenting about anxiety attacks. Those are freaking scary, man.
yeah, I know.
I had a couple. I didn't even know what was happening. I was like, oh, it's like my whole body chemistry was shifting, and I didn't even know what was happening. That's a scary thing.
I've had them.
So
I
anyway,
have anxiety disorder since I was 15 years old. It's not fun. It's not fun. When
yeah,
you when they're constant, and then when they go into panic attacks from
yeah, because
anxiety.
then you don't know, like, is it a heart attack? But of course, you feel like you. At the time, I was too young to have a heart attack. I thought so. I was like, what's happening? But I'm becoming a meditator, which is amazing.
Oh no, like I mean that was a saving grace for me. I used to laugh at meditation and yoga. Then I went to Jennifer Pastelov's yoga shop when my grandmother died, and she helped me through a lot. That's around when I got the BKO because I was
Oh,
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take all my like just horrible shit and trauma, and I'm just gonna turn it into something positive and to help other people, and while it also helps myself. But like I felt really good after coming out of her class. She's well known, she's verified on Twitter, you if you look her up. But she's worked with a lot of like celebrities and with yoga and meditation, and she does retreats in Italy and all over the place, and she's just awesome. And she's just so authentic and genuine, and she curses, and she's just like everything's out there. She don't give a shit about nothing. One of like the most awesome people I know that I met years ago. And I was like, I think when I first met her, I was on and off a hot mess because it was like back in my 20s, I think, still. And I was just like, well, yeah, well, late 20s, maybe. I don't even know. I've known Jen for a while. So maybe it was early. I don't remember. Anyway, but it was just like I was going through some stuff. But I mean, I'll tell you, it's like it's people like her. It's like she just doesn't care. Like like, and that's how I am. But it's like she's just an awesome individual. But
I've
and
learned a lot from, I have to say, not yoga or meditation, but I have done breath work, and we do it every Sunday with Lauren Seraphan, and that's been a game changer for me.
well, I
I
keep
didn't realize I didn't breathe deeply at all, and that makes you anxious when you don't get enough oxygen.
oh
And
yeah, I'm
that's
the
been
queen of
amazing.
that. I'm the
I'm
queen
so
of
happy to do that once a week. It's the best.
no.
And
I
in
know.
my bed, I get to stay in my bed. It's the
I keep
best.
getting the emails and I keep forgetting because
Oh,
I'm
you
like
should totally come tomorrow night.
I'm the queen
Do
of
it.
like
Do it. Everybody should do it. She offers it's free. You could
no,
just
I
come
know.
on and Zoom. Oh my God, we'll all be together in a slumber party.
She
Love
follows
this.
me ever since you did the show with her, and I keep saying I'm gonna go try it, but I just keep forgetting. But no, it's like I do breath work. Well, from my therapist, I've learned it from different classes and meditating, and also like as chakras and energy work that I've been like learned lessons from. That's a saving grace for me. But sometimes I'm stubborn, and that Italian stubborn like thing comes up, and I'll just be like, if I'm too like down, like I can't get into the whole like if I'm too stressed, like, and I know that I keep getting yelled at by several people that stress is a killer, and meditate every day and do it every day and breathe. And I'm bad because like I'll start to do it and then I'll stop, and then that's why I keep having my cycles because I'm not like I just when I'm not feeling right, I just feel like I can't get into it. Like my body is like not letting me. I'm like I don't want to do anything, and then I get
I
angry.
think you have to honor that. There are times when I feel like I need the breath work, but I'm like resisting it. And sometimes I'll push past the resistance and I'm so glad I did. And then other times, you know what? You have to honor it. You have to just say, you know what? Not today. I'm not going to go deep right now. I just need to eat some apple pie with, ice cream. That's it. Sometimes being a human, that should be enough. You know.
My stomach turns into a hot mess, so I ain't eating no apple pie with anything.
You
My
have some lovely comments.
is this.
Everybody loves Dana.
Thank you guys.
What
Oh
can
wow,
we do, Dana, to support your work?
I'm so behind here. Wow.
I know you have a ton. I keep seeing it's the Dana Love Fest. And you have to clear up. Who is everyone? I can't read it all. Once
Uh,
upon a time, crazy is saying, hey, hey,
hey.
hey, if your mind too cluttered.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of what it is. When your mind's cluttered, when my mind is cluttered, I have a hard time decluttering it to do what I have to do. That's exactly kind of it.
That's interesting. And I think with cell phones and technology, we are cluttered, generally speaking. When are we ever really, like, when are we ever not on the phone or attached to a device? And you need to be, because that's when your intuition, that's when the angels want to talk to you. They can't talk to you if you're inputting. That is something. You have to be not inputting so they can input.
No, exactly. And it's like,
But I think.
no, I absolutely agree.
Love you too, Lindsay's. Lindsay's 1988. Am I going to dress up on Halloween? I was gonna, and then I
This
had a
is, yeah.
vertigo spell this morning. I was gonna wear this black. I was gonna be the girl from Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
I have my wig right there, but I'm just.
Uh,
I need to self care today under the moon by myself.
yeah, I hear you.
I mean,
I'm.
that's so not me, honestly. That's a lot for me to say.
You have
Trust
the
me.
house to yourself. I'm gonna get on a plane and come and come and see you pull up, going over.
You are always welcome, my dear. Always
I'm
welcome.
gonna come to LA. I'm coming there as soon as all this nonsense is over. While I'm moving there eventually, but I mean,
Well, I'm coming into Manhattan actually, so I'd love to see you. Are you in Manhattan?
no, I'm in Queens, but
You're in Queens. Okay. So
I'm not.
my sister's in Manhattan, and we just talked this morning, and I'm gonna fly because usually I fly to Vermont, which is a 2 flight into Vermont, and it's a lot to do. It's like pain in the ass. But you know, into Manhattan is nothing. Into JFK is really quick. So I'm gonna do that. And I haven't been there in a while. So I'll look you up,
Yeah,
right?
just yeah,
The day and the Twan.
just text
We'll
me and
have a coffee. We'll meet for
we'll
coffee.
we'll do our thing, man. Just text me and tell me when you're here. That's all. But
Oh, I
about
will. I'll give you a heads up. I don't really know that many people.
bada bing, bada boom. I'm not far from Manhattan, so
Yeah, you can't be. You're in Queens. How far can you be?
I'm not far from Manhattan. Where I am, I'm near everything. I'm in a very popular area.
Can I come? I don't know who said that. You know
She's in
what's
the UK.
unfortunate about Instagram? That you
That's
don't really know people's names. You're like,
she's one of my team members. Her wife is pregnant. She's a part of Bullies South. That's Kat. She's in the UK. She can't come. You can come, but you can't
Kat
come.
Pagden. I know
Yeah.
that name too.
Yeah.
Letitia, mon amour.
I'll wear
Mi amor, my
my
girl.
pants.
Huh?
I'll wear my MC Hammer pants.
How funny was that promo?
And
That
you
made me
bring the
laugh.
loot. No, it was funny.
I didn't realize anybody was on to our little inside story,
No,
inside
there's
joke.
lots of people that still want to know what they nobody knows what it is. They just think it's great. Nobody knows what it is.
Nobody knows, but listen, Kat is telling you that Leo is snoring.
Oh, Leo is my BFF. It's her doggy. It's her little Frenchie.
I love it.
You better tell me if you come to New York. I would kick your ass if
Oh
you
my God! What, would you
tell
just
me.
have what did you just get a flashback? You just
That
it
was
just hit you?
that was like
Gosh, you better. You're like you had a whole conversation in your head without
how
me.
you like if I go to LA and don't tell you, I get yelled
I
at
would
for
be
like an
annoyed.
hour.
I would be annoyed.
I would
I'd
get
be very annoyed, and I'd be like, "Don't
Antoinette.
let me out."
Antoinette wants to squish me like a tube of toothpaste for the record.
Did I say that to you?
I can't wait to see you so I can hug you like a tube of toothpaste.
Squeeze you like a tube of toothpaste. Did I say that on the last live?
No, I think you just said that somewhere. I don't even remember where that.
Somewhere. Yeah. Well, let's just. Can we all do together since it's full moon in Taurus? It's Halloween. I think this happened a couple hundred years ago, maybe more than that. It hasn't come Halloween and on a full moon on a Saturday has not happened in a long time. So I say don't you think we should all do a little wish for ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone just take a moment. This is so not like my wheelhouse because take a moment, fucking
Take a moment.
relax.
That's where it'll be like, yo, take a moment.
Everybody take a moment, breathe in, close your eyes, and realize that there is a moon above us, a plentiful moon, in a world that is changing and a world that is trying to seek balance. And within that world, we live our beautiful lives as best we can. And we each want and desire something for ourselves. And maybe people know it, maybe our family knows it, maybe they don't. It's our own wish for ourselves. Let's just breathe in, see the picture of that in our minds, and breathe in that wish for ourselves. And know that that wish is dropping into our lives today on the full moon in Taurus on planet Earth. And so it is.
So it can be. That was a good meditation.
Ooh, I just felt like I was on vacation and I'm back.
And I opened my eyes and I'm like, woof.
Oh, okay. I'm like, ooh, ring light, ring light.
Like when you smoke a cigarette and you haven't smoked a cigarette in like a long time, even though I quit. But when I used to not smoke for a long time and then smoke a cigarette, I was like,
yeah, I hear you. It's not a great. I'm surprised that, especially in LA. I remember that long ago, it was the worst air. Honestly, I mean, I've been through fires before. It was like orange, like the apocalypse. And then I was driving home, and people are smoking in a convertible, and I'm like, wow,
ew.
okay. I mean, hey, no judgment, but I'm like, wow, that's
talk about really going.
Talk about addiction.
Lungs. Talk about going after your lungs, man.
Yeah.
Like when I was in LA, when you had the last fires, I was there for a con actually, and see some
fires.
Friends. The fires that were, what were they, like a couple years ago? I don't know. I was there for
like the really bad ones. I'm grabbing water. My water's right
here. Yeah, they were. It was the really bad ones.
Like the ones not last year, but the year before. The ones we had to evacuate. I had to evacuate.
Yeah, because I was there for a con, and it was the one that was in Burbank, and I was seeing some friends and stuff like that, and it was at the hotel. And I tell you, that trip to LA, I was coughing, I could not breathe, I felt horrible, and I was like, holy crap.
It's not usually, I have to say, that's not the norm. I mean, not the norm, but it's just not. Like, I'm very sensitive, and I normally don't get that way, but if the fires and the wind are not cooperating, it can get really gnarly. And it has.
A lot of people that had asthma, because I know a few people in LA that have asthma, and they were like,
yeah, couldn't go out. And the kids had to stay home from school and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, there's so many. When I saw those fires, like, well, because my younger brother lives in San Francisco, but like when San Francisco was like on fire, I was just like, everything was. And then it was just like, I was like, but that was the one. Well, no, wait. San Francisco was the one that got started by a gender reveal. I mean, that whole thing started over somebody's gender reveal. And I was like, can we stop doing dangerous gender reveals? Maybe. What happened? She froze. What happened? Frozen. Oh, there you go.
You just paused a bit, just so you know. We had a little bit of
those fires that started was because a gender reveal.
What?
Those fires that started in, I think it was in San Francisco or whatever, over somebody's gender reveal. They shot off a firework and it set the forest on fire. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
No, somebody set the forest on
I mean, I know
fire.
that they were
Yeah.
arson, but I didn't realize it was a gender reveal. I didn't know that.
No, somebody had a gender reveal party and they shot off like a firework or whatever the hell they did, and they set ablaze the forest. And I was like, I think to stop with these gender reveals or do them like with a cupcake, because you just set California on fire. Like people were mad because they were like, wow, all this over a gender reveal. Like, I think that you went a little bit too far.
Right.
I don't think we needed much, ta-da over gender reveal. Pat says, say
some of these
cheese.
comments.
That's the coolest heart.
Oh, here, look. When I went to get my water, I
What?
know this is by my bed. It's like a heart that makes a little bell.
Oh, you want to know what's funny? Hold on.
They burned so many homes because of that. Yes, apparently they did. By your bed?
Yeah.
Let's all look. Let's let them kiss.
Yeah,
Jamie, you're the best. I love that you asked me on your show. No show. Here.
Yeah.
Screenshot.
Somebody took it.
Let me take a screenshot. Wait, you're covering your face.
Oh.
Wait, like that. Yay.
Somebody take the damn screenshot.
Somebody take a picture.
We don't want to stay here forever.
I got things to do.
Cat, we got stuff. We gotta talk. Okay, I think Cat. But no, yeah. You're my girl. I'm gonna ask you on my show, of course.
No, I know, but still, it's nice, and I love your followers. You've got like lovely people. I see a few of mine in here too.
Oh yeah.
Prince, somebody took the picture. Yay!
Yeah, no, Cat took it. We have a bunch of people took it. We have like a ton of just amazing people over the years. We just have like just a ton.
I love that. Hi, Rain J Doe. I
Oh,
wanted to say I love that person.
That's another one of my team members.
They're amazing. So lovely. So lovely.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I say to you is that we're here, and when you need help with your organization, reach out to all of us. I would say I speak on behalf of everybody that we're here, and if you need help doing what you do,
you guys do always do stuff. I mean,
yeah.
there's a fundraiser coming in November. If you want to jump on with her and do offer a call, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I maybe Trish and I will come on. Together, or Lana and I, or Lana and Trish and I, or Luciana and I, or any combination thereof.
Yeah, what we do is we offer their celebrity fan calls, and like a lot of the times we don't have like the sometimes I switch it up. Lana's in this one. There's like so far we have a bunch of people on this one. So if you want to jump in, or you and Trish, or you and Lucia, if you guys want to offer one,
yeah,
I'll talk about it after. You let me know, because people, what they do is they bid on it. It's a charity fundraiser.
Sure. I'll talk to Trishy or Luciana or Alana. We'll talk about it, or maybe I'll come on by myself or whatever.
Yeah,
What's the date?
Lana's doing one on her own, but if you guys want to offer a group one, that's up to you.
Yeah, of course. In fact, Trishy, me, and Luciana were talking about getting together. So maybe, but so it has to be on a certain date, or we can do it.
I do it, and I'm gonna put the auction goes live for 7 days in like mid-November. I'm doing it, and then so I tell everybody, somebody bid on you, and then you have 1 to 4 weeks to schedule it out, because I work.
Perfect.
It says
I love that.
No, it says in the auction, and I monitor everything. I'm there the whole time. They don't have any information. Everybody knows that everything goes through me, whether it's cell phone or Zoom. And it's and what it is that I work with everybody's schedule, and everybody knows that when the person schedules, they have to work with everybody's schedule because everybody's busy with their shows or this and that, because it says right in the auction that they have to work with the schedules, and that everybody has 1 to 4 weeks to schedule it out. So it always works out. It's there's always a day that works out. It's just, it's very, I go with your guys' schedule. So
I love that. I
yeah.
love that. That makes it really easy to do. So
I've been
yes,
here. Hi, Cuddy.
this is Luna.
Hi, Luna.
Hey, Luna, say hi to the world.
That's the cat that gives you side eye. She's like,
Whatever, just be me.
I match your
She's
shirt.
like, I'm really interested in you, but only for food. Right
Well,
now.
that's a cat. That's a cat for you.
No, I mean totally. She like rolls her eyes. I gave her not Ralph's, Trader Joe's food. She literally rolled her eyes. I was like, wow, okay. She's like, where's my fancy feast?
That's why the people always laugh. Look, when I see cat videos, I think they're funny because like dogs are all goofy and like lovable, and cats are like, get out of my face! I'm gonna kick
Cats
you.
are like, cats choose you, and I'm really happy to have her because she's really like my protector. But she really is. She really is. She really is.
Cats will just like
Hungry.
look at you and literally knock shit off the counter. I think that's hilarious.
It is hilarious. I love it though because I have a little bit of that in me too.
Yeah, I do too. But I just think it's funny that like cats are so like.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They don't.
don't mess with me. I'll just throw your shit right on the floor. Like I don't give a shit. Like
So it's so true. I'm so happy because I wanted a cat for so long, and this is like my dear.
is that the only one you have?
It's the only one I have. Um, yeah, and I'm just like so happy because I really had wanted her. I wanted a cat, and I got the perfect cat. And she's
How
only
old is
five. She's really pretty, and she's very affectionate, but then she's also feisty. She's like when she doesn't like what you're doing, she lets you know. But then she's also really super cute.
so like mama?
Much love, Toll. I'm off right now. Okay, bye. Everybody's saying goodbye. I mean, I guess it's time to go.
Just like her mama, beautiful and sassy. Theo would be scared of a cat. Well, do you like dogs, or are you just a cat person?
I love animals. I love animals, kids, yeah, everything.
Well, I hope you
I say
like.
good morning.
I'm
I
kidding.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep my kids.
She's like, I
No,
like.
look, she's like coming back
Oh,
here. Look, this is unusual. She's coming back here because she's like sniffing around.
I like. That was fun.
She seriously is hungry. I'm definitely gonna have to feed her.
I like.
This has been really fun. I'm actually feeling quite good. Maybe I should go out and party. Worry about the vertigo some other time.
Yeah, and then she'll be like, "Oh my god, I have to go home because I'm spinning."
I'm like, yeah, you have to drive me home. But my girl, happy Halloween to you, my Dana girl.
Same to you.
You are awesome. Awesome sauce.
So are you.
Yeah, no, not as awesome as you, Dana.
Okay, we're gonna go back and
Let's
forth.
be real. Let's be realistic. We can be very honest about it. You're a better girl than I am.
Okay, you love me. You love me.
I love you. No, but really, yeah. I guess I'll see you. I'll see you. I'll see you when you come out, and I will call you when I get to New York. And in the meantime,
in the meantime, I will talk to you in between. As always.
I'll talk to you as soon as we get off. And I also, can I just say thank you to you, and thank you to everybody that's been in the room today. And
Absolutely.
spread love. Live your best life. Have a good time.
Yeah, we don't have to rush. We don't have to rush anymore because you get 4 hours now on lives.
I'm like, oh my god, you're kidding? That's crazy. Is it true?
I did a 4 hour one with my niece, and then my chosen nieces, the little girls.
Yeah.
And my chosen brother and sister, their parents, and we literally did the live for Bullying Prevention Month. And then we had like a family night and just sat on and chatted. The live is literally on there on the page, and it's like 4 hours. I was like, Instagram let you go live for 4 hours now. I was like, that's kind of nice. You don't have to rush in the hour if you don't want to.
No, that's really good. Although I would say probably an hour is a decent amount of time, unless
it is, but like it doesn't knock you off like in the mid
sentence when I'm saying some really important shit.
Yeah, or like you're saying goodbye and you're like, oh, love you. and it just like cuts people off in the middle of their freaking talking. I'm like, oh,
I don't like that.
Messed up, yo.
Yo, love you, Zayna.
I love you too.
Please keep out.
You'll be seeing selfies of me and Anto, yo, and empty hammer pants with lube, with
the lube, baby.
And she thinks I'm kidding. I'm gonna wear MC Hammer pants.
Dude, if
she comes to New York,
I will respect you more if that's possible.
When I move to California, when we go out or go to her comedy shows, I'm gonna go every single time with lube and MC Hammer pants.
I can't wait to be on stage again.
I can't wait to see you on stage, sister.
Well, I'm telling you, it's gonna be so freaking fun.
When I move out there and you're back at shows, I will be supporting you.
I know you will be. Soon after the election, right?
The sooner I can move, the better. Trust me.
Love you, girl.
Love you too.
Love you all.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Thank you, guys. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.